For today's video, I want to go over TTPH. I felt like I traded this ticker the best today, so I just wanted to go over my trades on it, explain why I was watching it. You can see on the long-term chart, this is a very washed out stock. Call it bad sushi. It's cheap, but doesn't hold its gains, and it seems to just keep finding new lows. So not something you really want to stick around in too long. Watching it because it is a former runner, it's capable of moving. It does have nice spikes every once in a while. In the morning it had news talking about a merger. So that's why it gapped up, and then I was just watching it, sold off in the morning, and started to pop right out of the market opened. It started to pop up, and I remember that TTPH has kind of made a similar pattern on a couple of different days that I've watched. So I don't always go for tickers that sell off so hard, but TTPH kind of bounces back. It's just something I noticed it does. So the first setup that I noticed was this triangle formation, ascending triangle. My first entry was 269, and I sold it at 268. So I took a small loss just because I think I just jumped the gun on this entry, and I bought it at the top of the range, and I just wasn't comfortable, so I got out for a small loss. Then I got back in once it developed again. You can see it hit the bottom of this triangle, so it hit 263. It holds, and then it comes back up, and I take the reversal back up, anticipating the breakout of the triangle. So I buy 1,000 shares at 269, get a nice uptrend. I waited, tried to get a $3 breakout, didn't get it, and then this thing just moved very fast. So when I sold it, I got filled at 289. So a $200 win is alright. I tried to take this 3-minute flag setup. It's a little hard to see, but I thought of it like a 3-minute flag. Thought it might retest 3, which it did, but it failed to break out. So that was a 294 entry, and then I got out at 289. So a $50 loss, and it ended up dipping and hitting 275 on that same minute. So I am glad I cut my losses, probably saved myself some money there. Let's see. This was probably my worst trade on TTPH. This was just really bad. I would consider this a FOMO buy. I didn't want to miss the $3 breakout, so I chased an entry that I knew was no good. If I wanted to get involved again, I should have taken this trend change entry around 274. That would have been really nice risk reward, and you can manage your trading plan much better this way. But instead, my entry is at 291.7, which is just awful. I mean, this is a really, really bad entry. Anyways, not really surprising. It doesn't work out when you chase, and I end up cutting it. Moved really fast on me. I cut it at 283. So I lost about $80 there. That was really bad. Alright, I didn't touch it again until this development. It holds the bottom of the range, and then I take this pop up, anticipating a VWAP reclaim and maybe a trend breakout, but it gets stuffed hard, and it's scary when things do something you don't expect, and I didn't want to take another $100 loss or whatever, so I just sold it at 277 for a $20 loss. So you can see that I think at this point I'm up very, very slightly on this ticker, just because I misplayed it when it was mid-range instead of just waiting for it to fully develop. Although I will say the only play that I completely hate was this middle one. The rest I think are so-so. Alright, so once it holds the bottom of the range, I take it again. And this time I take 2,000 shares at 281. Finally get the rip I was looking for. I wasn't going to mess around on this. I sold into strength, so I just put a sitting limit at 309, got a fill, sold it right into the strength, because TTPH just doesn't really have a history of massive spikes. Yeah, it can move, but I'm not really seeing this thing make crazy moves, and I know it's bad sushi, so I just wanted to get out with, how much was that? That was a $600 win about, so that win really made my whole day on this ticker. After that, didn't touch it again. And as you can see, it didn't hold its gains. So very happy with this trade right here. The rest, so-so. But yeah, overall, much better day. Probably the best day of the week for me. I think I traded, overall, I traded very good. I mean, I followed most of my trading plans. I would say probably made around $400 or $500 worth of mistakes today. But overall, ending up about $1,500. So no complaints here. Hopefully I can carry this momentum into next week and just continue trading sharp and add up those gains. So small gains add up, and yeah, I played many tickers today, but I just wanted to go over TTPH. I think the video would be way too long. So thank you for watching. Hopefully everybody had a good week. If you liked the video, you can like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.